Set, we are live. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Well, hi everybody. Welcome back to our weekly dose with Coach Jane and Coach Joycelyn. We're excited to be doing today's episode on mindset shift. My name is Jane Joku. I am a transformational mindset coach. I inspire and empower people to just shift their mindset from impossible to possible. I enjoy working with youths and women, and today I'm excited, importantly, because of today's topic. Over to you, Coach Jay.
Hello, everyone. My name is Coach Joyce Loy. I'm an women empowerment coach, stroke mindset coach. So that's why most of our topics are about mindset because mindset is your power, it's your superpower. I'm an entrepreneur, an educator, and mentor. I love mentoring people, and I'm mentored myself. So mentoring is very important for all of us. So the topic for today is as important to me as Coach J, and I'm very sure if you're watching, this topic is also important to you as a person.
Okay, thank you so much, Coach Jay. I will just start by saying that we live in a society where everybody wants to celebrate success, but they don't want to celebrate the process. A society where when I tell somebody I'm in a journey, they will not want to tap me on the shoulder. But when I tell them I have the success, they want to just adapt quickly and become what I've become, but they don't understand the pain, the struggles, or whatever I've gone through to get that success. That's why I thought this topic today, when you sent it to me, it felt more pertinent because we want the outcome, but we don't want the process. So imagine you want to lose like 10 kgs and you want to focus on the process. You just want to wake up in one day and then done. Your kgs are done. So for me, when I looked at this topic, I felt like it's really important for people to understand that the process or the journey is what gives us the best outcomes. And just to give my last opening note, in my opinion, outcomes can be in many forms. There are two types of outcomes. There's the first outcome where I'm in charge. For example, if I want to lose weight, I'm the person who is in charge. I have to make sure that I take the process. And the other outcome is somebody else calls the shots. For example, if I want a promotion at work, it's not in my hands for me to get that promotion, but I can do something to just nurture the person who is supposed to give me the promotion to see that direction. Because I can't just wake up and say, I want to be CEO, and everybody's like, yeah, you're the CEO. No, that is somebody else's job to appoint me. So those are the two types of outcomes that I could find. Over to you, Coach Jay. You're opening keynotes as you give us your first point.
So why is the process more important than an outcome? For me, you cannot achieve anything without going through a process. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the process is about putting maximum effort and performing to the best of your ability. Just like Coach just said, if you are looking at a promotion at work, there is no way you're going to get the promotion without putting in effort, without the process, without your employer or your CEO or whatever the person supposed to give you the position is supposed to give it to you unless you show effort. The process of you getting to that position is what? Is you putting in effort at work, you know? You don't have to work late, but you have to make sure when you have deadlines, they are done, you know? When you have anything you're given, you do it on time. You make sure you are beating other people, like you're basically doing the best to your ability, which is the process. So for me, when I define a process, I define it as performing to the best of my ability, you know, because when you're doing a process, you put in attention. Look at making a cake. For me, when I'm making a cake, even when I post it or send it to a friend, I'm like, I trusted the process. You trust the process of making it, you know, the ingredients, putting in that baking powder. What stage are you putting it? What stage are you putting the eggs? What stage are you putting the milk? By the time you put it in the oven and it comes out, the result depends on the process. Were you keen? Were you giving maximum attention to how you are mixing the products? Because if you don't mix them well, what is going to come out? Hard cake, a whole dough that cannot even be eaten. But when you put in the process, the attention, the effort, the results are always beautiful. People eat your cake and they're like, yeah, you know what, Joe, you made a nice cake. Like, can I make an order for my birthday? You know, or yet you don't even sell cake. So
Yeah.
for me, the process, I trust the process, and I believe some people, and for me, this is my opinion, and I'm going to be very clear about that, because some people believe in results other than the process. Some people believe in both of them. So for me, I'm one person who believes that the process is much more important, because at the end of the day, people out there, just like what just said, people out there will look at the results. It's you who actually goes through the process and and you have to be happy about it, because
Yeah.
the pursuit of your goal, of the result, is because of the beauty in the process. So you enjoy the process, your results are going to be maximum amazing. Like, you're going to get results and you're going to be proud of yourself. So that is my opening.
Okay, you can give us the first point.
All right, so my first point is going to be, if the process is right, the results are going to be great. Or the goal, whatever you're aiming at.
Yeah.
Because when we commit to a process, you are not at any one more time going to achieve something less. The more attention you put on the process, the more effort, actually, just like I was speaking at my opening, the more you put in the process, the better the results. Because at the end of the day, when I look at Coach J, I'm going to see the results of her being an amazing coach, but I don't know what she's going through for her to be that amazing coach. Then the
Yeah.
sleepless nights she spends reading books, the sleepless nights she has to spend with webinars, with other coaches, with other mentors. This is what I keep telling people. People want to see the results, that you've achieved your goal, but they don't want to see the process, what you're going through. Right now, we are certified coaches, right, Coach J? But we
Yeah,
went
correct.
through a process. We went through a process. We went through school. Of course, we paid, but that wasn't enough. We had to be there on time. We had to involve ourselves in activities. That was a process. For me, the beauty of being a coach right now is the process I went through to be it. So I appreciate the process. I love the process. No one can tell me otherwise. Result comes because of how much effort and attention I put in my process. So that is my first point.
It's
Back
amazing
to
because I highly hold and get what you're saying, and that goes to my first point where I say that outcome is just a byproduct of the process, because you've had at one point either you or you've had somebody say like, "What? I should have gotten more of that." But in the real sense, how much effort did you put in that? Did you enjoy that process, or you were just waiting and you want the outcome? You just want to jump into the outcome, you know? If you prepare for something, execute it properly, you're honest with yourself with what you're doing, or you're honest with yourself with the process, then you'll get the expected results. But if you try and take shortcuts, what are the chances that you'll bounce back to the original place? So the process is meant for you to enjoy it, it's meant for you to learn in the process. Over to you.
So, just to add on your point, actually, I had a point of that sort, but it was the process is what shapes us and what makes us ready for a result or a goal. A goal, a result is a byproduct of the process. Just wanted to add on your point and say, I'll repeat it, you cannot get results without a process. You cannot lose weight without going to the gym, or without eating healthy, or without, following a certain method for you to get those results. You can't drop. Some people have natural bodies that they can eat anything, they can take in anything, and they still remain the same. Some of us, we can't. We have to do certain things, exercise,
Yeah.
involve ourselves in a lot of things so that we maintain a certain weight. So the process. So your point is amazing, man. Like, for me, It's a byproduct. And if people ever understand that it's just a byproduct, then it will be easier for them to know that there is beauty in the process. So my point is going to be, goals suggest that you can control things that you have no control over. We make goals and they make us feel like we can control what is going to happen to achieve
Yeah.
them. We forget that it's the process. You can control the process. Why? You could ask me why. Why do you say that I can control the process? It's because the process can be changed.
Mm-hmm.
If I try this, if Coach J tells me, you know what, today, let's try you going to the gym every day. And I come back to Coach J and I'm like, you know what, Coach J, I think I'm not feeling the results. Okay. So how about we add on you putting out certain foods, especially the junk that you're eating every week? How about we cut it out?
Mm-hmm.
So the process can be edified, it can be edited, but you cannot edit the result or the goal.
Mm-hmm.
So you can only have control over the process, but you cannot have control over your goal, or because it's what you want. I want to lose weight. That is your goal. That is your result. I want to lose weight. I want 20 kgs. I want to be 20 kgs in the next 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, Coach J is going to tell you, I don't care. One thing I want is this, do this. Because you cannot get those results without a process. But the process can be
Mm-hmm.
controlled. Coach J can help you control the process,
Mm-hmm.
and you can work together with Coach J to control the process so that you get what you want, which is the result or the goal. So for me, I can control the process on how I get what I get, but I cannot control the goal because it's what I want. You get. So yeah, that is my second point.
Okay, that's a very nice point, because if you don't enjoy the process, then you feel like we don't want to do things. And I think losing weight is part of everybody's goal today. So I will move on to my next point, where it says that there is learning when you leave the process. Personally, I believe
Yeah.
in learning and relearning. Every time is about learning. And when you focus on the process instead of the outcome, along the way, you get to learn new things or many things. So you get a deeper understanding of your outcome. For example, if you use the example of weight loss, if I enjoy the process, or if I go through the process, what happens? I get to learn new tricks. I don't have to go to the gym every day for me to lose weight. I can watch my food portion, I can go for a run, I can do some indoor activities. I make it fun, I explore, I get to learn new things. But the moment I'm just focused on the outcome, what happens? I'll keep looking at myself in the mirror. I see my body has not changed. And then I say, you know what? It's not working. And then I stop there. And then the next day, I start hating myself. Why did I not do this? Why did I not do that? It's because you're not enjoying the process. In the process is where you learn. In the process where you come to realize, you know what? I think I can become a fitness coach. See, you've identified something. So in the process is where you get to learn. And I emphasize learning happens all the time if we pay attention. Over to you.
So, all right, thank you, Jay. So the thing I'm going to say is I don't want people to get us wrong. Before I say this point, goals help you to plan your progress. You cannot have
Mhm.
you
Yes.
cannot have progress, or you cannot start progress without having a goal. The goal is the first thing, the end result is the first thing, the outcome, what you want at the end of the day is the first thing. So goals help
Mhm.
us to plan our progress. The other thing is goals provide direction. Goals are there to provide you with direction so that you reach them. But how are you reaching them? Through the process. So that's why I'm going to say, when you go to countries, for example, Japan, there is a good example of process oriented approach to things. In
Mhm.
schools, you don't do things the way you want, like you go in and then there is a process on how you handle students, there's a process on how you do things as a teacher. Another example is where I live, UAE. In this country, things are process oriented, and you can't get any result without going through those processes, whether it is the visa, whether it is the Emirate ID, what anything. And you see the effort of how when people come here, actually I'm now digressing from the topic, but when people come here looking for jobs, the process they go through to get those jobs, how beautiful is it? Because they know at the end of the day, if I don't have a job, if I don't have something I'm adding to
Yeah.
UAE, then I'm going to be kicked out, or I have to go back home. So you find someone putting in effort into the process of looking for a job, effort into them wanting, like finding exactly what they can add to UAE to stay. So some of these developed countries have systems. Actually, if you have a system, it's more of a process because it helps you achieve your
Yeah.
outcome, it helps you achieve a goal. So what I'm going to say, and I'm going to repeat it once again, is goals are important because they are the reason why you go through a process to get to a goal, process to get an outcome. And then remember, if you have a system, if you go through a process, you are definitely going to achieve your goals, or you're going to get your outcome at the end of the day. So that was my point. Back to you, Coach Che.
Very true. Yeah, goals are what give us the process. If you don't know what you want to get, then why are you doing that process? So goals are also very important, but all you're saying is don't focus on that. Focus on how you'll get there. A journey of 1,000 miles, you know you want to get to this destination. So start the journey. You know where you're going, but you have to live the process. So my next point is going to be process encourages you to focus on what is within your inner control. So when you commit to process, you redirect all your focus on what is within you. I'm talking about motivation, inspiration, the discipline that comes with it. So that drives you towards taking actions toward achieving your desired outcome. For instance, if you decide your outcome is to become an athlete or a writer, let's say you want to become a writer, you don't become a writer by just showing up the day you feel inspired. You become a writer by daily practice. You keep on writing and writing and writing. You become an athlete by daily running, daily, taking those small progresses that help you to move a notch forward. But if you just show up the day you feel like, what, today I feel like writing. Okay, let me write something. When will you ever see that book? When will you ever become the best athlete? So process encourages you to focus on what is within your inner control. Over to you, Coach Jay.
So what you said actually is more of in my opinion, also to add on, is building feedback loops. Like if you want to be a writer, just like you said, you have to practice it every day. You're not going to just become a writer. Or you look at someone, you're like, oh
Yeah.
my God, Robert Sink is an amazing writer, you know? You just want to write one thing and then now you're also like Robert Sink. No, it doesn't work like that. He went through time, he wrote as many books as possible for him to become as amazing as he is. So process. So my next point is going to be process induces happiness, because the moment you do to the best of your ability, you're going to be proud of yourself, because at the end of the day you get results.
Yes.
So process is a pursuit. There's always happiness at the end of the day, because when you follow the right process, like we said, you follow everything the way you're supposed to follow them through the process, you're going to be satisfied. There's that satisfaction that you get at the end of the day when your outcome, when the results, like let me give a good example of of what I go through every almost end of the week. Like right now is lesson plans. Like you cannot go in a classroom. Like I told you, these countries have systems. You cannot go into a classroom without having a lesson plan. What you're going to teach, not just one day, but the whole week. You have to do it. They have to see what you're going to teach from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, up to the end of the week, which is Friday. So what does this help you as a person? When I'm doing it, it's too much work. Oh my God, I wish I can do per day. But when I'm done with it, like that is how I feel when I'm starting. But when I'm done with it, the satisfaction, the happiness I have was spending my weekend relaxed. and knowing that everything I need is ready for the coming week is unexplainable. So what I'm trying to say right now is sometimes we look at the process as like it's it's sucking life out of me, or it's sucking life out of you as a person, because of the things that come with it. But the results, and I'll repeat this, everyone wants result. Result is for everyone to value. The process is something which only you can value. So as a person, I always value the process because I know what I went through. My employer values the result. They don't want to know what you went through, whether you spent the whole night doing the plan, whether you spent the whole night making that plan. For them, they just want it on the table by Friday. You get. So when I say people care or everyone cares about the result, you care about the process because that is, the effort you put in to get those results. So that was my point. Happiness, the happiness I get when I've achieved, when I've reached that end point, is not because of the end point. It's because of the process. What I've gone through to get there. Another good example that I'll give on regards to the same point, when I was doing my driving license personally, the process I went through, I had a golden chance. I failed. Yeah, I failed. And I had to pay and start almost afresh. I never gave up. And of course, I had my husband encouraging me, telling me, "Oh, you can do it, baby. You can do it." But I almost given up. But I didn't give up. I almost, because I was like, I think I can postpone it for another time. He was like, no, you can still do it. You still have time. You still have the 6 months for you to achieve it. The beauty of me getting that license, when I got it, I was like, wow, the process I went through to get it. Oh my God, no one knows. But everyone was caring about, oh, she has it now. Now she has a driving license. Now, that is the thing about people. They only care about your results. They're going to clap for your results, but they will never clap for the sweat you go through. So never be there telling people what you've gone through because people don't care. They don't care. They just want to see results. Just want to see you shining. They don't want to see the sweat. Just want to see shine. So always remember that. Back to you, Coach Jay.
It's amazing because it's good when people celebrate us, but sometimes they should also tap us and tell us, good job for the job well done. Right. My next point, I'm going to just top up on what you said. Apart from enjoying the process, have fun in the process. Life is meant to be enjoyed, and the moment you focus on the outcome, you become fixated on that. If I want to lose 20 kgs, it looks like a big number. So anytime I think about the 20 kgs, I just become frustrated. I don't even enjoy it. But the moment I start enjoying the small progress, oh, I lost 0.5 kgs. Yay, good job to me. Oh, I
Yes.
lost 1 kg. Good job to me. But the moment I have 20 kgs fixated in my mind, what happens? All the fun is gone. You've seen people like, let's use workout or the gym because everybody has seen that. When you go to the gym, people are lifting heavy weights and they're laughing, they're smiling about it. Why? Because they're enjoying the process. The process is becoming more fun to them. So if you fixate your mind on the outcome and you start getting frustrated, you miss the good times that you're supposed to have now. You lose a day or two just thinking about the 20 kgs. When you will have gone out today, run a little bit, laugh at yourself because you didn't move like a kilometer, and then tomorrow you become better at it. You learn in the process as you enjoy it as well. Over to you.
That is very true. That is very true. Just like you said, it is how I was. Like, I was like, oh my God, why? Why? Like, it was just a small, tiny stone that I went over. Why did she decline me? I was sulking until when I got the results. I was like, oh, I'm just like everyone. Now I'm happy for the results. I wasn't appreciating the process that I went through. I started appreciating the process of everything I go through. So the other thing that I'm going to say, and it may be most likely my last one, is the process is what shapes us and what makes us ready for the result. I'll tell you one thing. You can never, You can never, I'll repeat it, never appreciate or even keep up to those results if you did not go through that process. For example, let me give an example of us actually, what we do. We are coaches, right? Coach Jay. We go through a lot of things that backstage, the reading, the preparations, even for speaking. Right now, the preparation we went through to make sure we can speak the way we speak right now. And then someone only appreciates the result. It's okay. You appreciate the result. But me, over the time I have been making these lives as a person, over the time we have been making the lives together, we have shaped ourselves for something bigger than ourselves that we may even be knowing. For example, success, redefining success, and things that we don't even know that are coming our way because we become better. And just like you said, every time you enjoy the process, every time you enjoy what you do, the result, by the time you ever get to that point where you are on a platform, a big speaking platform of over 2,000 people, then you're like, you know what? I appreciate those lives I used to make, where people were not actually in the house here watching me. They're out there, but I'm somehow even sometimes nervous. It shaped me. So results shape us. They prepare us. They prepare us for the result. That the example you gave for people who are going to become, for example, promotions at work, that process shapes you to become that person you're going to be when you take up that position. The things you do, you even losing weight, it shapes you into not going back to eating junk, or you being on a certain diet for you to maintain that weight and live that healthy life. Like, the process shapes you. You may go through it and you're like, whatever. But those small habits, because they are more of habits, they become part of you. You did it just to achieve your goal, but now it has shaped you and it has become part of you.
Very true.
So it makes you a better person. Yeah. And that's why I'll go back to results is a what? Is a byproduct of the process. The process is everything. The result is what all of us want, or even people around us. But the process is the most beautiful thing that shapes us and makes us better. That's my last point.
I lost you at the end. Okay. Yeah, it's very true. Anyway, process is always the byproduct of the outcome. My next point is going to be built on what you talked before on having fun. When you focus on the outcome, you start becoming frustrated. If I fixate my mind on a number, for example, I want to become financially stable, and I'm just focused on the millions of dollars I want, but I'm not focusing on how I'm going to get there, how am I going to get that money in my account, I start getting frustrated. When you focus on the 30 kgs you want to lose, but you don't focus on how you're going to get to losing that 30 kgs, frustration starts to build in. And when we get frustrated, what happens? We look for shortcuts. And when we look for shortcuts, we get there, but what happens? We bounce back. For example, if you use the weight loss, you tend to use the crash programs, and then let's say, for example, I'm supposed to lose some kgs by December. Oh my God, I didn't do it. I go get the crash programs, those things that people take. I lose the weight, and then next year, January, I'm back here again, and then I want again to lose weight. It goes on and on and on and on and on. So I tend to take shortcuts. It's like you've won a battle, but you've not yet won the war. So you have to have the bigger picture in your head. It's okay to win the battle, but what about the big war? What happens to the big war? So it's good to have eyes on the prize, but first win the small battles as you progress to the war. Don't just go for the battle and settle there. No. Live that process, enjoy it, relive it, learn from it. And by the time you even realize you've surpassed your outcome, you've even gone beyond your outcome. Anything else you'd like to add, Coach Jay?
Yeah, the one thing I'll say actually for closing is result is for everyone to value, and process is something which only you can value. So that is the thing I'm going to close with. If you keep that in mind, then you will not be angry, you will not be frustrated when people don't appreciate the process you're going through to achieve what you want. Oh, he's not seeing me do this. Oh, they're not watching me do this. Yet they want me to achieve this. No one cares, trust me. All they want is to see you achieve the process. For example, when you are, as a woman, you are pregnant. I'll use an example. Everyone wants to see the baby. Yeah, they want the baby. They want to carry the baby. Oh, baby. Oh, newborn. But they don't want to know the process you went through for that baby, the things you went through. So remember that. Remember that. Everyone cares about the result. Some people may, I will not even repeat that. Some people may care about the
Mm-hmm.
process because they are going through it with you. Yeah, you see, some people may care about the process because they are going through the process with you, but they are not
Mm-hmm.
going to care about the process if they're not going through it with you, because only you know the value of what you're going through, or you know what you're going through in that process. It may be painful. Some people are saying like you're happy, but you're actually covering up. Some people know how to cover up. Actually, I know how to cover up. Even if I'm sad, sometimes I'm happy, and I keep my head high because, like I said, and I'll repeat this. When I was growing up, my father told me people don't care. Like a half of them will laugh at you, a quarter of them don't care. Well, the rest have more problems than you have. It could also be connected to this. People want to see results. They don't want to know the problems you're going through to reach the goal you want. They don't want to know the whole shenanigan. They just want to see the outcome. They just want to see that, what, you have achieved the 30 kg. If you're looking at losing 30 kg, your husband, maybe your friends, all they're going to do, yeah, you've reached the 30. Oh yes, let's go have a drink. Oh, let's go celebrate. Oh, let's go, they want to celebrate the results. They don't want to celebrate your process. So the process is for you to go through. So warm up to it, just like coach just said. Enjoy it, have fun while going through that process, because you know what you're going through, and some people may not understand what you're going through.
Very
So that is
true.
my problem.
For my closing remark, it's very true what you're saying. This journey that we are living in this life, we all have individual journeys. Yes, you might have the support of somebody else, but at the end of the day, it's you. You as Coach J, what do you want out of this? You can have everything in front of you, but if you don't learn how to live that moment, what happens? You will get the outcome, but you will still keep bouncing back and bouncing back to the original position. So my closing remark is going to be mindset is everything. And once you shift your mindset to enjoy the process, stop thinking about, oh my God, I have to go for a run, I have to do this project for me to get that money in my bank account. No. Take it one step at a time. Live the process itself. Enjoy it. Embrace it. Yes, sometimes it's not easy. Sometimes you just feel like you want to give up. But remember, the prize is out there. So you are winning the small battles that are coming your way as you move towards the war. And imagine what happens when you win the prize that you want. You tap yourself. I always give myself a high five, like, yeah, you did it. Because I live the process. I can achieve some things in short term,
I always
but what
hug
happens?
myself.
Yeah, it's like an anchor. So live the process, enjoy the process. Outcome is very good, it's very nice when you are honest with yourself, when you are authentic with yourself, when you have shown yourself, yeah, I can do the impossible. Because sometimes they say, I forgot the quote, but there's something to do when you follow the short route and you use the short route, it always bounces back to you. So enjoy the process, live the process, love the process. Just like Coach J said, when she's baking a cake, she enjoys how she mixes everything to see the cake come out. It's the same thing. Enjoy the process, and by with no time, you'll come to realize you're able to achieve outcomes that you never thought you could ever achieve. Because when you fixate your mind out there, you lose the meaning of the road. It's like when you're moving from Kenya to maybe say to the US, you don't just wake up and you pop there. You have to use flights, you have to do all that. So enjoy the process. Well, that's it from us today. Thank you so much for watching us. Thank you, Coach Jay, for joining me today. Until next week, everybody to have a fantastic week ahead. Remember, it's
Stay
all in your
blessed.
and stay safe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Coach Jay.
Thank you, Coach Jay.